Secrets are buried deep in the stones of Tsarevets. This is not just a castle, it is a story of power, a sign of strength, carved into a rough Bulgarian hillside. For hundreds of years, its walls have watched empires grow and fall, filled with the sounds of clashing swords and quiet talks of important people. It stands like a quiet guard over the city of Veliko Tarnovo, a strong place that has stopped attackers and shaped the future of a country. Its story is one of big dreams, of a great time that lit up old Europe, and of a harsh fall that sent a kingdom into darkness. To understand Tsarevets is to understand the very heart of Bulgaria, a country made strong through fighting and standing up for itself. Sitting high up on a rocky hill, Tsarevets is a stunning sight. The fortress is surrounded on three sides by the curvy Yantra River. Its steep banks act like a natural water barrier, a tough problem for any attacking army. This good spot was not chosen by accident. The huge stone walls, with their defense towers and strong gates, follow the shape of the hill, making a shape that is both beautiful and scary. The story of this hill starts long before the Bulgarian kings made it their home. Its important location was known by the very first groups of people. Scientists who study old things have found proof of Thracian villages from as far back as 4,000 years before Christ, showing that people have lived on this land for thousands of years. Later, the Romans set up a base here, understanding the hill's control over important trade routes. But it was the Byzantine Empire that first built a big fortress on this spot in the 5th century AD. They laid the groundwork for the strong place that would one day become the main center of their biggest rival in the Balkans. A fortress built to control the area that would eventually be used to fight against them. In the year 1185, a very important moment in Bulgarian history happened. The brothers Arsene and Peter, leading a successful fight against Byzantine rule, said that the Bulgarian country was back. They needed a capital city that was not only easy to defend, but also a strong sign of their new freedom. They chose the old fortress looking over the Yantra, renaming the city Tarnovgrad and calling the strong place Tsarevets, or the Tsar's Fortress. It was a statement of standing up for themselves and having big dreams. From this moment, Tsarevets changed from a small Byzantine outpost to the lively heart of the Second Bulgarian Empire, a growing power that would soon rule southeast Europe. Life inside the fortress walls was a lively, complete world, like a small version of the entire Bulgarian kingdom. At its center was the royal palace, a huge building complex covering about 4,872 square meters. This was not just one building, but a fortified city within a city, with a throne room, royal bedrooms, offices, and a private royal church. Here, the Tsar, surrounded by his family and trusted helpers, ruled the empire. The air would have been thick with the smells of burning incense and cooking fires, the sounds of official orders being read, and the constant movement of soldiers, servants, and nobles. Around the palace were the homes of the boyars, the high-ranking noble families who were the backbone of the Bulgarian country. These powerful families lived in large, strong homes, showing off their wealth and status. Religion was everywhere in Tsarevets. Besides the Grand Patriarchal Cathedral, old digs have found the foundations of over 20 churches and 4 monasteries inside the fortress walls. The fortress was always busy. Blacksmiths made weapons and armor in smoky workshops, their hammers ringing out across the hill. Merchants from as far away as Genoa and Venice showed their goods in special market areas. For over 200 years, Tsarevets stood strong against all who challenged the Bulgarian Empire. Its walls pushed back attacks from Serbs, Hungarians, and even the scary Mongol groups that swept across Eastern Europe. The fortress was the main point of Bulgarian resistance, a symbol of the nation's lasting spirit in a wild region. The Tsars who ruled from its palace, like the famous Ivan Asen II, defeated Byzantine armies and made their land bigger. However, the biggest dangers to Tsarevets often came not from outside its walls, but from inside. The history of the Second Bulgarian Empire is full of stories of betrayal and fighting among its own people. As the Ottoman Empire moved steadily into the Balkans in the late 14th century, Bulgaria was split politically and could not stand together against the huge danger on its borders. The final attack on Tsarevets in 1393 was a brutal 3-month-long struggle. The Ottoman forces, led by Sultan Bayezid I's son, Suleiman Çelebi, surrounded the fortress, cutting off all supplies, yet the defenders, led by the last Bulgarian patriarch Euthymia, held out with amazing courage, hoping for a rescue army that would never come. Their resistance was fierce and desperate. But the fortress did not fall just because of military power. Its fate was sealed by betrayal. Old stories say that a secret entrance was shown to the Ottomans, allowing them to finally break through the unbeatable defenses. The fall of Tsarevets was terrible. The city was robbed, its palaces and churches were destroyed, and the Bulgarian nobles were either killed or sent away. The patriarch Euthymia was sent away, and the independent Bulgarian church was ended. For the next 500 years, Tsarevets lay in ruins and was forgotten. Without its purpose, the once mighty fortress slowly fell apart. Its stone walls were taken by local people to build their own homes. Its grand palaces became covered with weeds, and its many churches fell into piles of rubble. The hill that had once shown off imperial power became a ghostly shape, a quiet and sad reminder of a lost great time. The finding of Tsarevets again began in the 19th century, connected with the Bulgarian national revival, a cultural and political movement aiming to bring back national awareness. After Bulgaria finally got its freedom back in 1878, the fortress became a very special place. Serious archaeological work began in the early 20th century, digging up the foundations of the royal palace, the patriarchal cathedral, and the complex network of streets and buildings. These digs confirmed old stories and showed new secrets, including a network of underground tunnels and secret water storage that had helped the fortress last through long attacks. A big restoration project began in the 1930s and was finished in 1981 to celebrate the 1,300th anniversary of the founding of the first Bulgarian state. The fortress walls, gates, and several towers were carefully rebuilt. The patriarchal cathedral was put back together on its original foundations, though its inside was decorated with striking modern paintings showing Bulgarian history. This restoration was not an attempt to make a perfect copy of the past, but rather to bring Tsarevets back as a huge symbol for a modern country, a real link to the nation's epic past and a sign of its survival. Today, Tsarevets stands reborn as Bulgaria's most loved national monument. It is a big tourist spot, bringing visitors from all over the world who come to walk its old walls and feel the weight of its history. But it is more than just a museum. On national holidays, the fortress comes alive. The famous Sound and Light show uses dramatic music, colorful lights and lasers to tell the story of the fortress, from its glorious rise to its sad fall and final rebirth. It is a place of national celebration and a special trip, a powerful symbol of Bulgarian pride, strength, and the never-giving-up spirit of a nation that, like its greatest fortress, has risen from the ruins.